Hello guys, this is Adi Pratham and welcome back to my channel. As you must have read, today's topic is about how to start our game. तो सबसे पहले हम बात करेंगे types of elements की. Elements, first of all we have this Anemo character right now. Anemo is basically related to wind or air, and then in each character, each specific type element, there are 5 type of character specification classes or whatever you wanna call. That is sword, bow, magic, polearm or spear, and claymore. Okay, what are these things? We will talk about this thing later. Also, what is benefit of everything and what is disadvantage. As per my experience, I am giving you. I am not that great with all those things, but yeah, I can say that I have good experience with all kind of weapons. Next, we have Electro. Electro again, we have catching. She is catching, and her skill is sword. Her class is sword. Then we have Fischl as a bow class character. Then Lisa as a match class character, and Beidou, Razor or Beidou as Claymore characters. And currently in Electro, we don't
If
have
you ever
any
want to
polearm
trade
user
tactics, I'm always ready.
right now. Next we have is Pyro characters. Pyro is basically the fire characters. Okay, Pyro is related to fire, and also then again there are 5 fighter class types. Next is Geo. In Geo, these are currently, I can say, they are related to land based structures like Earth, directly Earth, not plant. Okay, because plant there is. Then we have Cryo. It's related to ice. You can see the background too, it clearly indicates that. Then we have Hydro. Hydra is related to water. Their skills are water based skills, and there are, why is everyone's skill different? Because later on you play as a 4 party game. It's a 4 party member game. So you can you can switch between all 4 players, and you can actually use different types of elemental skills to create some different kind of reactions that will come on later on. And at last, there is a class Dendro, which is basically related to plants and grasses or these things. But currently, as of now, in this game, we don't have a Dendro character. I don't think it will be pretty much soon. And I don't even have any idea which can be of Dendro class right now. Well, this is for this thing. Now, guys, now next topic is when you start the game, what do you get? Well, when you first start the game, you have choice between him or her sister. Currently, I am choosing Ether, and if you choose the sister, her name is Lumin. You can change your name, but the opposite name remains the same. So, when you choose this guy, it's a free-to-play character with 5 star. But if you go on his skills, where is that thing? Yeah, this does not looks like a 5 star character right now to me. But whatever, we can upgrade these things later on. But for now, let's talk about our free to play characters. We get this character, and in the starting you will get it as an Anemo character right now. Okay, Anemo, that is wind character, and he has 2 skills. We will talk about skills also, elemental burst and ultimate burst later on. Next, you will get is Ember. She is a pyro character and a bow user over that. Okay, and then we get is Kaya or Lisa, depending on which mission you do first. Kaya is a cryo character. He is a sword character and is a cryo character. Next we have Lisa, whatever. And her skill, she is a mage class fighter, and she is an electro character. So these are the 4 characters that you will get for free in this game currently. Now let's talk about each fighter class type. Okay, so first we have a sword character.
Barbados, guide us.
Okay, so this is a sword character. As you see, her attack speed is pretty much good compared to others, and in sword characters you have a better control over their movement. That's a good, and mostly sword characters are good for crowd controls. Next we have is a Claymore. A Claymore has an average attack speed, I would say. Like you can see, for newbies you may not feel like what is different. But when you play with a character with a Claymore, you will understand the difference between this and this. Although when comparatively damage, her damage percentage is low. Even his main actual damage is about 1000 something. Her basic damage will go about 200 to 300. That's a gameplay mechanism that you will get used to when you play more. Right for right now. This is a Claymore character. Next we have a polearm character. She was the first polearm character in this. As you can see, her attack speed is way too fast, and when single mini bosses type characters, you can actually, this thing can be really quite effective.
Nice and spicy. Eat this.
And they are very agile character. Polearm characters are really agile. Oh, hi Raymond. He didn't die, he's invisible, looks like. So they have their resistance to attacks is pretty low, so their attack percentage is even more less than as compared to sword characters. But if you have a mini boss fight, they give a really great agility to you, so they can be used on that purpose. Next we have a bow character. Basically it's a bow, and what does bow does? Long range. Oh sorry, I was. And then we have a charge attack.
Told you I'd win.
In every character we have a charge attack and all these things.
Get him.
Basically bow characters are useful if you become a pretty pro character, or else you should only use them from a pretty far, or to get elemental reaction. Like she's a pirate character, so she just burns things. Currently in the city you cannot do anything. I'm sorry, I think I chose. Hey Raymond, he doesn't care for me. Okay, next we have is a wind character. Sorry, anime character. She's Sucrose and she's a mage currently. And mages' basic attacks are also elemental reactions. That's a benefit of them when you directly just need to provide an elemental design to someone. Now let's talk about their types of attack. First, you have a basic attack. That is, when you spam your action key, it does a basic attack. Next, you have a charge attack. If you hold down your action key, it does a charge attack. Next, you have an E. That is this. It's an elemental burst skill which can be reused after a particular time interval. As you can see, its cooldown is 6 seconds. After every 6 seconds you can again re-spam it, and if used properly with elemental combos, it gets a really great thing. Next, it's the Q option. For that is their ultimate burst. Once cleared, it takes separate. Elemental burst does heavy damage. So here we are to show you how these things work. So first of all, let's just go with this thing. Now this is a Claymore character. Currently using this thing will be not beneficial. Let's go with this thing. Her E. Every character has an elemental character that does this type of damage, and then there is a Q or their ultimate, which goes with heavy artificial attack. Every character's ultimate is different, but basically, in short, it's a heavy damage dealer. And as you can see, as comparatively, our E has only a cooldown timer, but if we check on our ultimate, it requires not only cooldown but some particles. As you saw, those particles actually are energy particles that are used to recharge your ultimates, and every character has those things. Now, okay, so next is our character, how to play using our different characters. First, you need to understand elemental reactions right now. So let me just show you an overload engine for elemental reaction. Like this, later on I will explain each of them, but for now let me show you overload. That is, first you use a fire character, and once everyone is affected by fire character, you overload them. So not just your basic attack is done by them, you also attack them by elemental reaction, that is currently the overload. Now let's talk about leveling up your character. But before covering that topic, first you need to know what your character's basic uses are in the game. Mainly in this game, if you want to go on forward, then you first need to understand that there are three classes of gameplay that we as a player have defined. First is DPS, damage per second, that is the high damage dealer. Then you have a support character. Support characters are usually used for elemental reactions. Like as you saw just before this, we used overblast and all these things. Overblast, raise, superconducts and everything else. And the third is a healer. Well, for let's say in my party, let me show you my party setup. Currently in my party, here this guy is the damage dealer, she is the healer, and these two are my support characters for elemental skills. And she is also a type of DPS too. So as you can see, for me first my main focus was to maximize my damage dealer, and that is what you should do if you are in the starting and you get all those four characters. That is, so this is the party that you actually get in the starting of the game. These all are for the free characters that you can get by playing the game. Currently we don't have, you don't get a healer right on the starting of the game, but you can get a DPS. You can create either the traveler as a DPS or Kaya as a DPS, and these two can be a support characters. Well, there are mainly, and for healer, usually there used to be a quest where you get Barbara for free. The healer that I just showed you in my previous main account, you can get Barbara for free, I think, in later gameplay. So she can replace any one of these supporter, any one of these three supporters currently, and become a healer. So now, first of all, as I told you, your main focus should be on leveling up your DPS only. Other characters are only used for support. So you can see my DPS is currently level 15 in the new account, and other are only 5, 2 and 2. I don't, it's better advice not to use them, at least in the starting. Level 2 is also pretty good and level 15 is also more better than others, but yes. And whenever you have to level up, how do you level up? You always have these three leveling matrices: 2 star, 3 star and 4 star. Generally I would advise always to use 3 stars, second star or 3 star. Don't use 4 star unless and until you are at adventure rank 20 or you have a 5-star character. If you get a 5-star character, doesn't depend whether you want to use it as a DPS or a healer or support character in the future. Currently if you are newbie and you, let's say you get lucky and you get your first 5-star character, directly use it for DPS, because in as a newbie player you won't have much effect of using a particular character in such a way. Right now you need to learn to play the game and enjoy it. You get a 5-star character, completely upgrade it as much as you can. Now currently I'm keeping my upgrade at level 15, and when you use this, each 2 star will give you 1000 XP, each 3 star gives you 5000 of XP, and each 4 star gives you 20,000 of XP. currently I would say for the beginners you should save this material, and if possible also save this material for later on, because later on you might get interested in a particular character, and let's say you are saving your equant faith or interment faiths for that character banner and you get that character, but now if you don't have proper leveling material, leveling that character might be a headache then. So it's better to level up only one DPS character if you are trying to play for free. If you are free to play player, then I would really recommend never to use this thing just like that. This is the most required thing in the later game when you reach AR 25, 30, 35, those places. Also, when you are upgrading your character, there is a limit cap on every character. First limit cap is 20. So for upgrading, once you upgrade your character completely to level 20, only then you can access this feature in which you will require these ascension materials. You can already check from where you are going to get these materials. This thing can only be collected via the adventure rank reward. As your adventure rank increases, you get these things. And once you ascend your character, you can easily your you can increase your level cap to from 20 to 40, I think. Yeah, then it is 50, 60, 70, 80, and like that it goes. So your main focus should be on DPS. Next thing about characters, you also have this artifact system. In the starting, you just use any artifact you get. It doesn't matter, every artifact counts. But yeah, let me tell you, do not, I am repeating, do not enhance your artifacts. The first star character, never enhance them. Better wait for 4-star character unless until then, and getting a 4-star character is not that tough. You can get them nearly about adventure ranking 25. 4-star artifacts starts to drop. So you and reaching adventure rank 25 is not that hard. Currently the XP requirements are low and you have plenty of quest and world quest. So don't think adventure rank 20. Yeah, after 25 to 35, 40, things change. Things change a lot. So in the starting, artifact doesn't matter that much because you don't have much. Next we have our weapons on every character. Try to use the best weapon you have. Currently I have this 3-star. I am not leveling this weapon right now, but you can go for, if you have 3-star weapon, maximum you can go for is level 20 or 40. I would suggest don't upgrade above level 30, because by that time I assume you would be having a lot of acquaintance faith or intervent faith, and you would have at least once rerolled a banner or two, and most probably you would have your 4-star sword or anything else. And even if you don't have, in the blacksmith of this city you can actually create a 4-star weapon using limited amount of materials that you can get in the wild. So I suggest do not upgrade your 3-star weapons that much, because you can even craft, there are free to play 4-star weapons that you can create on the blacksmith by giving particular amounts. So you can actually climb till that level that you can collect those amount and create yourself a 4-star weapon. Although no 5-star thing is free in this game except the traveler, which to say is a 5-star character, but as a gameplay, as in the gameplay it acts like a 4-star character only because her stats are not that great, at least not in the starting. By the end, if you upgrade it, it gives you good amount of benefits also. And I really like the Geo character. So also upgrading this character is also beneficial because this character can change its vision, or let's say the elemental skill. As you can see currently, he's an anemo character, but as you progress the game, you also can change him into a Geo character. And Geo character is, I like Geo character more better than this guy. Well, everyone has their preferences. I'm not gonna tell you that you should go for Geo. Play the game. By the time you are unlocking the Geo character, you will know what you have to do, because this is only for beginners, that what they should not do and what is best to do. Okay. Next is support character like Ember or Kaya, which is a cryo character. I generally use them to create elemental skills and mostly crowd control. Currently I don't have any water character, or if you have a water character, it really helps in crowd control the best, because first you affect everyone with hydro, and then when you use Kaya's E skill, it actually freezes the crowd. So in crowd control, support characters are really great. You can later on in the game, you actually will learn to use how to use support characters. So I'm not gonna go that deep in support characters because they are about adventure in 20 or so. Currently we are talking about our main DPS, so you should focus on upgrading your DPS first. And if you get Barbara or Shishi, or currently in 4-star healer, I think it's only Barbara who is a 4-star healer, and I think you can get her for free in the game, because I got one Barbara from a banner and one for free in the game. Was it a limited time event? I don't think so. So you can look forward to Barbara also and replacing either Ember or Lisa. If you are a starter, I would not recommend a bow user, because using a bow is like an expert level requirement. At least you should be able to strategize your gameplay in it, and you should know when you have to use a bow user and when not. It's not like you can headshot a character from one shot. If there was such a mechanism of headshot and such things, bow user would have been really great. In my opinion, they would have been OP, but they don't have that sniping mechanism right now. Although they are helpful in ruin guards and such things, where you have to target a specific weak point. But later on, I still don't use bow character when all my characters are level 60, and so I just go head on, and that's also helpful. So now we saw DPS is a damage guy. Hence, in starting, go for one character to max, and preferably if you can go for Traveler to make him a DPS, your current DPS. Later on, you can also upgrade these three guys or whatever your party members are, but always make sure that your DPS is maxed to its level that you can on your current adventure rank, and do not just go and max it in entirely. At least level 15 I keep, because as you kill enemies, you also get XP, and that XP is also increased used in their level up. So I generally keep it to level 15, and as after I can upgrade my character to next level cap, that is level 40, I might actually change it. But for upgrading it to level 20 to 40 to ascension it, I would need to reach adventure 15, which I am currently only 6. And starting adventure ranks are not that hard to co cope up with. As you know, now we have discussed about essential materials too. Now the next is how to fight. The main thing of this game, that is how to fight. So first, get a proper habit of switching between characters and get used to each of their E skills. Like what their skills are, what they can do. Okay. And before that, if right now let's be here, never forget to collect those things that you find in the wilderness. Trust me, in starting these are not that great of the things. Like even if my Lisa was a level 2, she did a lot of damage using her elemental skills. And that is what you have to do. In this game, level matters only for your DPS and later on for your support or healer. But in the starting, it is better to use to increase your DPS level currently to max. And also keep an eye on your, what we say, health bar. Now we are just talking about adventuring and all those things. Remember, for a newbie, adventure and find new things, unlock new things, because that's something that is going to help you a lot. So now we are going to talk about basic things that you should do in games. Like as you can see, we have a puzzle over here, and nearly for newbie there are a lot I mean, seriously, a lot of puzzles that you have to solve to get a lot of chest. But I would prefer never to open a legendary or precious chest. You can go for common chest or an accurate chest as we saw earlier. But don't just go for any precious chest or luxurious chest that you find. Better wait for adventure rank 36, 40 or so to get to open those things, because that time their drop rate also increases as you level up your character. So let's say now we have this puzzle is, I think, for what we say, uh, minimum July. Also remember to collect these things. Maybe sometimes solving puzzles also gives you an hidden chest, which is mostly a precious chest or luxurious chest. Finding luxury chests are, they are the most rarest of all. And also bit explanation about these fairies. These things that you can find on grass, these are mostly used by animo characters. Whenever you are covered with them, use your animo skill to create a wind current, and you can collect these things from that. Use your gliding techniques to your benefit. Basically, you need to know how to switch between your characters efficiently, when to switch between a character, what benefit a character can give. Superconductor, first you, okay, these guys are actually in starting, the slimes are big, so I don't think I can explain it greatly. But like for my support character Lisha, if first I inflict my characters with Kaya's cryo element, then I freeze them, and then I charge them with lightning to create a superconductor. And once that is done, I use my DPS to deal even more damage. Because superconductor can actually increase your damage dealt and decreases your enemy's resistance. So this is how you use your support characters. Next we have, if in starting you don't have a healer and you don't usually go for a bias in the starting, so healer is not that important. What you can do is you can go over here, and there you have currently this option, that is the food option. You can directly heal yourself from by eating this food, but remember there is also a limit to how much you can eat, so be careful about that. Rest you can use these things to eat yourself, and you can cook these things using any oven that you find on way, or you can just go back to your city and use ovens to cook for yourself. So those are the basic things that as a new player you should know, which character you should upgrade and which you should not, how to use your characters, where to use your characters. I hope my video was useful for you, and you just got a little more better in this gameplay, and I hope you are ready to reach adventure ranks and explore the whole world, because I say world, this is one massive world. Like seriously, this is a big world. Up until now we have three maps: the Monster City, the Thunder region, and the Leo region. Currently we have these three places and two animo gods, that is two gods, the animo god and the geo gods. If possible, try to unlock this thing as fast as possible, because they give you XP, character XP and adventure XP. They also unlock as you play over. When you unlock any of these points, these are the god structures and god statues. When you unlock them, you also unlock the part of the map. Currently you cannot go over there because it is restricted to the tutorial playtime in this game, but try to open up the map as soon as you clear your adventure things. And also always try to open up these mini weapons also, because these things help a lot while traveling in this world. Whenever you are pretty much near, try to open them. Some of them are above, like this one is actually above a whole castle. This one is on land, so it is easy to view, but this one is on above a castle, so you need to climb the whole castle in the monster. But overall, these things also help you a lot while traveling. And next is never forget to pick up those things that you find in the wilderness, because these things help you later on a lot while ascension and everything else, to upgrade your character or to create a dish or anything else. And as per for these things, you need to attack them with charged elemental energy to actually create them. Currently you can actually solve this puzzle because this is for the starters only.
Freeze!
This puzzle you will get really easily. Or let me just show you how to open this puzzle. Also, always keep an eye on your stamina, because if you don't use your stamina properly,
You're
you
in for a little
can
shock.
die. So right now it's a precious chest. Yes. As you see, you can also get a 3-star swords and all those weapons from this. But let me show you about stamina. If you if your stamina bar goes down, you can not sprint. And trust me, sprinting is a big thing because it really helps you avoid any attack on you. Next is, if you are low on stamina and you actually try to swim, you might just die. Trust me. Hello. As you can see right now, let me just completely destroy my, and here I am dead. So you have to keep a check on your stamina. You can increase it by just staying, like if you stay in water, your stamina won't increase. Even just staying in the water or floating in the water will decrease your stamina bit by bit. It will never increase. To increase your stamina, either you have stamina foods or you just stand still. That is the only way you can increase your stamina. So overall guys, I hope this video was informational for you. If you love my work, please make sure to like, comment any advice you want to give me and to improve my videos, and make sure to subscribe. It really helps a lot. Thank you guys, see you in the next video.